Alright, so welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Morgz. Now don't worry, before you click off, it's not one of those, oh, Morgz is a cringy content creator like every other commentary channel under the sun has made. Unfortunately, this one is a little bit more serious. Now, I first spotted Morgz when I think he was around 20,000 subscribers. I'm pretty sure he started doing FIFA videos, and I don't know, probably like FIFA 14 came out, and I was looking for the new tips and tricks for the new game, or whatever I was doing to make sure I didn't lose 4-0 to my friend. Either way, his channel popped up, and because he was from Sheffield, which is where I'm from, I kind of kept a bit of a close eye on his channel, and I remember one day looking at his channel, and he was on like 500,000 subscribers, and I think most of them were from Pokemon Go videos. Now, although Pokemon Go is a blast from the past, that's what really set off Morgz's career, and I think those videos were worse than his current ones, because they were misleading. He was allegedly saying, well, he wasn't allegedly saying, he was saying there were Pokemon in the game. He was saying he'd found certain Pokemon that weren't even there, which, it's not clickbait, that's just wrong. But nowadays he makes content for kids, and as much as it's cringy and we think it's a bit of a joke, and how was his mum or dad not sent him away to Cambodia for a week, I guess he's kind of successful. And by kind of successful, I mean he's bought his mum and dad like a Range Rover, a Porsche, mansion, and lifetime fame. As much as I think it's cringy, and as much as I think, how could you even dare act like that on camera, you've got to give him a bit of respect for not caring what anybody thinks, and even more respect for being an 18-year-old, I'm pretty sure he's 18, and having made that much money. To have made that much money at 18 years old, you can buy like basically a mansion for everybody to live in. That's unbelievable. He's got his own festival happening that's quite close to my house actually. Might go and attend, although that's not happening because apparently he's paying 150 quid. Well, he's not paying, he's making parents pay £150 for a VIP meet and greet. Now you might say, well, that's not that bad, he's got like 10 million subscribers. It's expensive, but I mean, 150 quid to meet Morgz, I mean, someone's going to pay that. Well, yes, they are. Some people are going to pay that. The issue is, if a child pays £150, they have to be accompanied by an adult who also has to pay £150. So there's going to be some mums called, I don't know, Stacey sat there, and a little kid called Charlie was meeting Morgz, and they're having to pay £150 to watch their child have a photo with Morgz. Now the sun's come out, the sun is just about to rise. It is actually 26 minutes past 6, and I've not been to sleep because I've been up watching the UFC, so if I say something that's a little bit wrong, I'm going a bit delirious, so just allow that for today. Right, so hopefully you can see me better now, and I've shut the blinds, but basically what happened is I was on social media, I came across this tweet that Morgz had replied to. Now I do follow Morgz on Twitter, basically just for content in case he, I don't know, say something he shouldn't do or puts a video out that's a little bit strange, because I mean he's got a bit of a tendency to do that. And he'd replied to a tweet which involved him and a group of lads, which ended up with him on the floor, allegedly. Now the main focus of this video is going to be if it's actually real and if it is actually Morgz that's involved in this, because he has actually come out and denied this. So we're gonna delve deep, we're gonna put my law degree hat on and put it to some good use, because otherwise that's 40 grand down the drain, and let's get straight into it. So hopefully I've got an image on the screen now. If that's allowed, I hope it's allowed, because otherwise you have to use your imagination. But this guy who is apparently Morgz, who is allegedly Morgz, is wearing a backpack. Now Morgz left school when he was about 14 or 15 to pursue YouTube, which at the time, I think it was a pretty a bit of a viral tweet when he said he was going to leave school to pursue YouTube, because he didn't have many subscribers at the time, and everybody laughed at him and everybody ridiculed him. And now he's ridiculing us with his multiple mansions and multiple supercars. But either way, this is important because this guy's got a school bag on, and Morgz doesn't go to school, so why he'd be there, I'm not sure. Another important thing is that this appears to be in a council estate. Morgz doesn't live on a council estate, and I'm not sure why he'd be there. Nothing wrong with council estates, just he lives in a mansion. I'm not sure why he'd be there surrounded by a bunch of school kids. Another thing to mention is that the person in this clip is wearing Balenciaga trainers, or appears to be, and those are incredibly expensive. Now, they may not be real ones. You can get, I don't know, cheap ones that aren't the actual thing, probably from China, but let's assume they are, and I don't think any random school kid's going to be able to afford a 550 quid pair of trainers. And one bit of evidence that I think is a bit is the voice. Now, I know I can't play the clip, but I think I can play the voice. Come on. Come on.
Go on, do something.
And just for a bit of a comparison, I'll play Morgz' voice in a video so you can compare the two.
Good try, Martin, but you're gonna have to do a lot better than that if you wanna eliminate me. Go on, do something. Good try, Martin, but you're gonna have to do a lot better than that. Go on, do something. Good try, Martin, but you're gonna have to do a lot better than that.
Now this sounds pretty similar, but there's more things to delve into before we decide if it actually is him or it's not. Firstly, this incident has only just come out, which that doesn't really add up. Morgz is massive. He's a very famous person. As much as we all don't really like to admit it, he's huge. He's almost a household name at this point. And if that had have happened to Morgz, I'm sure somebody would have put that on social media before now. And I say before now because this person appears to have blonde hair. Now, as you'll all be aware, Morgz had that wacky blonde hair for quite a while, but he hasn't got it anymore. And yeah, I don't think he's had it for, I don't know, maybe between 3 and 6 months. So someone's been sitting on this for that amount of time and decided not to put it out. Why they do that? I'm a bit lost for words. Now that doesn't mean it's not true. That doesn't mean that they've not sat on this for 3 to 6 months. But if a normal school kid, shall we say, had this, chances are they'd probably put it on social media. Another thing to take into consideration is why is he walking through this area on his own? He lives in a mansion. He doesn't live in this area. Why he'd be walking through this area at all, I'm not sure. Because he has a car, he has modes of transport. He's a household name, he's pretty famous. I'm not sure he could really go to like a local shopping centre without just like being surrounded by kids. So that's something that it just makes me think it doesn't really add up. Why would Morgz be on his own, walking through a council estate that's obviously nowhere near his house because he lives in a mansion? Why would he have walked? Why didn't he get in a car? And I don't think he probably goes many places, or he can go many places in public without just being like swarmed. But on the contrary, this accent, the accent not just he's using, but the other people are using, I'll put in the clip now, if I can do it.
Go on. You go in his face, that's it.
The accent those people are using is a Sheffield accent. It's a local accent and it's similar to mine. That's why I can sort of like pick it up and understand. Now I know Morgz definitely lives in Sheffield, so that does add up. If this footage was from Birmingham or someone had a Birmingham accent or like a Newcastle or a Geordie accent, then we could pretty much say it's not real. But there's quite a lot of evidence at this point that's mounting together. But Morgz, he came out and responded to this, and this is basically what he had to say. So you can look at this response two ways. You can look at it on face value and say, well, he said it's not him. He said he's not had this hair for quite a while. It's not him. Or you could also look at it another way. You could look at it and think, why would he respond? Morgz doesn't often respond to many people. He's not that active on Twitter. And for him to see this and respond relatively quickly to try and like put all the rumours down to make sure this doesn't spiral out of control, is that a bit of like damage limitation? Is that a bit of him thinking, do you know what, I don't really want people to see this because he might think it's quite an embarrassing thing to be out there. So on the side of it being Morgz, we've got the accent, we've got the expensive trainers, and we've got the other accents and his response possibly. On the other side, against it being Morgz, we've got the haircut, which is a bit out of date and would mean this is out of date. We've then got the other thing where he's got a school bag and he doesn't go to school. We've got the council estate, the area he's in. They're all things, and him being on his own as well, they're all things that don't quite add up and don't quite make sense, as well as the fact that he's actually come out and denied it. But another thing I wanted to mention is the absolute state of the comments under this. You can look and do it for yourself if you want to. The state of the comments is, it's a bit upsetting. It is, because Morgz is a young lad, he's 18 years old, he's trying his best, as much as people really, really don't like him. There's no need for this. If this is Morgz, I don't know the context of the situation. Maybe he started it, maybe he didn't. We've no idea, so I just can't comment on that. But for the amount of people saying, oh, that's good, nice one, Morgz, nice one. I mean, you need to have a bit of a word with yourself, really. At the end of the day, he's an 18-year-old lad who has done amazing. He's so successful, and as much as we find his content cringy, 8-year-olds don't. 8-year-olds love his content. His Morgz Fest thing is almost sold out. People love his content as much as he can be annoying, as much as he copies all his ideas, or appears to, allegedly. Please don't sue me, Morgz. From Mr. Beast. He's a young lad trying his best. He's living his best life, as cringy as that is. there's not really any need for that, is there? I said this in the last one. Can't we just all be friends? Like, can't we just be happy for other people? It does appear there's quite a bit of jealousy going into this. I think one of his friends as well, if I can find the tweet, I'll put it on. And this is another thing that does actually make me think it might be real. Someone that I think KSI follows and a few other YouTubers commented something on the lines of jealous or jealousy, which would obviously imply that this is, in fact, true. So yeah, I hope it's not true, although, well, I hope it was not true at all, because I don't like to see anything like that, despite the fact I watch UFC. That's a different thing. They're under a contract, and they're like, that's the kind of their job. It's not just like on a random council stay in Sheffield. You know what I mean? It's just not really necessary. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed the detective work. If you enjoy the detective work, then please subscribe. But before you do that, you can just hop over to Instagram or hop over to Twitter and go and follow me. It's @WeirdTC. Go and like my recent post if you want to. It's almost at 100 likes. I mean, I've never had 100 likes on a photo, so if you want to get me to there, then you will be an actual hero. And another thing, this worked out pretty well last time, so we're going to do it again. If you're at this point in the video, you are an absolute hero. And do you know what we can do? We can comment, if I can get it off, we can comment broken plug, because I feel like I might set myself on fire if I leave this in my bedroom any longer. So yeah, broken plug is the comment of the day. So go and follow me on Instagram, or Twitter if you want to do that. And if you enjoyed, please like, comment and subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time. Also, just before you go, I've actually forgot to mention this. The other day, right, watch this. Tore my bicep, which is absolutely amazing. Look at that, look at that, that's nice. That's really nice, that is. Not sure why I showed you that, but see you in a bit.